Hello, my little pretties. What is up? It's your Mistress Linus here. And today we are going to review a new episode of Teen Titans. And today this is a fourth episode of the first season of Teen Titans called Forces of Nature. Now, please forgive me if this one doesn't seem as good as the other ones. It's mainly because I haven't seen this episode in so long. Like, it's probably been years since I've watched this episode. Now, basically, I'm going to explain what I do know, and I'm not a big fan of this episode, and I will kind of explain to you why I didn't like this episode too much as I would like to. So, yeah. Alright, let's get started. Now, the episode starts off with Thunder and Lightning, new Teen Titans. Well, they were villains at one point. Decides to wreak havoc on Jump City near the bridge. So the Teen Titans' job have to stop them and find out why they're doing this, and they claim it's fun. However, though, Robin explains that causing havoc and all that can lead to trouble and stuff, and they soon realize that towards the end of the episode that this is not right. However, though, in the episode very early before the Titans met up with Thunder and Lightning, Beast Boy's plan was to hit Cyborg with motor oil in a balloon. But however, though, Starfire accidentally, sets off the alarm trap and the balloon goes into her face. And Starfire, on the other hand, got so mad with Beast Boy was all because of he pranked her, and he didn't mean to. He tried to apologize to her several times, and she eventually forgives him later on in the episode. Now, what I could definitely say is that, this is where we see Slade's true identity. Well, I know we probably have seen him in, Divide and Conquer and Final Exam, but this is the kind of reason how he, disguises himself as someone else in this episode. So, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't really... Here's the thing I'm going to say right now. I don't really care about this episode. I don't know why. I just really didn't care about it. It's fine if you guys like it, but to me, I just didn't really care for it. Now, there are positives within this episode that I could give. Now, and that, what I'm just saying right now, was episode 4, season 1 of Teen Titans. And the episode's called Force Nature, or Nature Force, or whatever it's called. Now, my final thoughts on the story, I don't really care for this episode. I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I just really don't care for the episode. I don't know why. I just don't really care for the episode for some reason. I don't know why it's the case, but I just don't really care for the episode. Now, one of the reasons being that, well, I could kind of say right now that the episode was a little all over the place and very confusing. This is all not adding up. Why was Thunder and Lightning villains at first, and how were they villains? I know the episode kind of explains it a little bit, but it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense with the episode. And why does it have to do with Starfire getting pranked by Beast Boy? There's no connection within this episode. There's no connection with it. That's a little disappointing, if you're going to be honest. I'm being honest. That's very disappointing. What is disappointing about the episode is that what's going on, with the two new characters, Thunder and Lightning, and Starfire getting pranked by Beast Boy, and, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There's nothing really connecting with the fact that Starfire pranked Beast Boy. Beast Boy pranked Starfire. There's no connection with how was that incorporated in it. I know they probably did this just for craps and giggles, but why accumulate that if it doesn't make any sense? With this episode, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm not trying to sound rude, but it's actually confusing. And, my brain is hurting right now after rewatching that episode. And to me, it's just there very confusing, and there was no connection within, the fact that Starfire getting pranked and then Thunder and Lightning, decide to be villains and they become good guys at the end. I can understand that being one of the good things, but how is Beast Boy pranking Starfire the whole accumulated with it? Like, there's no connection on how I know there's no connection on how was that even connection related to the episode. It doesn't connect with anything related to the episode, and that's kind of disappointing. I know I'm getting, hypocritical at this episode. Like, here's the thing. If you like this episode, that's fine. If you don't like it, that's okay too. So, that's just mainly my own personal opinion on this episode. And I have to be honest, I don't really care for this episode. I found this episode to be a little boring, but mainly confusing at the same time. Now, let me explain that the storyline and the concept could have been, a little bit more different and making more sense. That's one of the troubles I have when combined in with this episode. I don't hate it, but I decided it's okay, perhaps, but it doesn't connect really well with the fact that Beast Boy wanted to prank Starfire. Cyborg, but ends up pranking Starfire. Like, that doesn't make any connection within the episode at all. That's just something I'm really going to be honest. However, if there was a reason how that was connected with the episode, saying that, maybe someone said to him that it'd be a good idea, unless he come up with himself, and that being an inspiration of a crime scene or something, then the episode itself would have been, better. But yeah, the concept was interesting and okay, but the storyline was just a little off in this episode, mainly because the prank didn't really, fill too much of it, and I think it's just there for the sake of throwing it in there, so that's kind of disappointing within a Teen Titans episode. Yet again, I'm being hypocritical on this episode. It's fine if you guys like this episode. I'm not going to criticize anybody if you like this episode. But yeah, the animation's good, which I can agree. The animation's good. Everything else was good about it. But the concept of itself was meh. And the storyline could have been, a little better, filling in the holes better. That's something I could definitely say about it. But other than that, this episode was actually okay. It's not bad, but it's not great either. So, with that being said, if you've seen this episode, that's your opinion. I do apologize this review is not as great as my other ones, but I hope you understand. Now, with that being said, people, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's fine too. My final rating of this episode would have to be, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. The reason why this episode, Forces of Nature, is getting a 6 out of 10 is because the animation's pretty good and the voice acting was good and all that. The concept was okay and interesting, but the storyline of how it all went out was just too confusing and there wasn't really much to give. So that was kind of one of the reasons why this episode is one of the disappointing Teen Titans episodes in my opinion. But anyways, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this review. And what did you think about this review for Teen Titans? Episode 4 of Season 1. Did you like it? Did you not? Also, what would you have done personally to help make this episode a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Shadow Linus. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And like always, I'll be out of here.